Hello and welcome. I hope you're safe and well. In today's exciting episode, we take a look back at everything I made in June and July 2024. There's some jackets and some dresses.
It's perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Perfect jacket.
So first up, we have a jacket. It's wool and it's actually very dark green, but it looks chalkboard black, so greenish black, and it's the Vogue 7975. I haven't used this pattern in a while, and yeah, it's obviously just a plain jacket. I was thinking of doing that Alexander McQueen jacket where they have all the like antique brooches, it looks like, pinned on there, the beading done that way. I'm thinking of doing that with this. I'm not sure. It's a bit difficult to get into the Vogue 7975 is a really good pattern, but it's got slimline sleeves and it's quite difficult to get your arms in there, hands in there and do the beading. Also, I quite like the idea of using up my sequins at the moment rather than the actual beading beads. So maybe I could use, I've got loads of green and some black sequins, so I could perhaps use them all up on that. Anyway, next up we have, it's the green dress. But this was actually on my May list. So I think I started making the skirt in May. I often do that, make the skirt and then like eventually make the bodice and sew the two together. So anyway, I showed you the video in June. So oopsie, sorry about that. So you've already seen this one, but I just love it so much you can see it again. I mean, you can skip ahead, but it's just absolutely adorable. It's one of the big ones. So I think it's about 10 or 10 and a half yards in there. And it's just so twirlable, so completely twirlable. I love it. There's a whole video on how I made it, but also if you just want to click on to my YouTube homepage, go to community posts, there's a infographic telling you how much of each of the fabrics you would need to recreate something similar. And then the next thing that I made was a tweed jacket. Incredibly, I made this in the second week of June, I think. That's like over 2 months ago, and this is the last tweed jacket that I made. Obviously, I've done loads of beading and made other jackets, but not from tweeds. So my tweed collection is still enormous. I went fishing through it just before because I think the next video that you'll see of mine is a tweed jacket. But yeah, so this is what it looked like without the beading, and then I wanted to do some metal spikes, but those beads wouldn't sit right. So then I did this other beading that didn't work out. So I carefully took that off again. And now I'm doing these tiny sequins with clear glass seed beads attaching them. And yeah, I really like it. I'm happy with this one. So it's supposed to look like a cactus. The first iteration was going to be Ice Queen one. And then I was like, no, make it a prickly pear cactus with the Ice Queen triangle on the back. And then, anyway. So long story, but it's getting there. I just have to now that I really like the beading, so I just have to finish it is what I'm doing with that one. And then the next thing that I made, was this strawberry dress. Oh my gosh, this brings me joy. It brings me so much joy. I kind of want to have a whole collection where it's just strawberry things, because I've got the floral jacket that I made at the start of the year, the apricot one, and I put some strawberry pendants in that. And then I've got some other glass beads that are in the shape of strawberries. And then I've also got these other, they're basically kids' jewellery, but they're different from the ones that I already used, obviously, because I haven't used them yet. And so I kind of want to have a whole collection of strawberry. And there's this other vintage patchwork dress that I made that's got like a little bit of strawberry fabric on there. Anyway, that's the strawberry dress. It's got 3 different types of fabric. And again, just the info card telling you how much of each fabric that you need, but I think it was like 3 yards of each and it was 9 yards all up or something like that. Next up is the cherry jacket, which as you can see is still deconstructed. So I've made it partially. So I've made the whole of the torso and I've made the whole of the sleeves, but I've just kept one seam open on each. So these shoulder seams are pinned but not actually sewn, and each sleeve is one whole piece now. Like I've sewn the two bits of the sleeve together but not the back seam. So I'm going to, as they're flat, I'm going to do all this sequin work into them in beige and green. But I don't know, I haven't done it yet because I'm second guessing the green. Should I just do beige, silver, pale gold and white in there, or should I add the green? For those who are new here, oh bless, but green is my favourite colour. I tend to say that every single episode, but yeah, I don't know, I really like that. And the sort of pinky, pale pink mauve ones in there as well. I think they're nice, but will they be too distracting? Like, because it's just going to be on the beige areas. So I'm going to leave the cherries as they are, or perhaps add a few red seed beads on the cherries as I stitch. I'm not sure. But anyway, I still haven't done the beading on that, and it's still just like a IKEA flat pack thing. But it will get there eventually. And then the next video that I did was the beading video, because people are always asking me, how do you do the beading on each of the jackets that I do? So I did this one video, and I got out 11 different jackets, and I just show you how I did the beading on each. This was fun to make, but it was actually absolute nightmare to film because I had to put the camera in like a little tripod, and I'm not used to having stuff near me when I bead, so I guess I don't realize how much I flick. Yeah, so the camera went flying a few times, but we got there in the end. It like refused to keep focusing on the right thing. It's because you know what cameras are like. They're like, oh, movement. Oh, look at that. And it's like, no, you have to look at this. But anyway, I got there in the end. And then this was just a random piece of felt that I'm going to turn into a jacket. So then I had to unpick everything, and I still got these beads. So yeah, I want to turn them into a handbag, but I have not done that yet. All the things I have not done. Anyway, so next we have, we're in July now, and we have the honeybee tweed. I love this. For the longest time, I don't have a shot of what the tweed looks like. Hang on a second. Here we go. It's an old shot, but you can see what it looks like. Isn't it lovely? It's a Linton tweed from, you can buy them and they ship all over the world. They're in the UK. And the honeycomb weave, they hardly ever do that one, but it's really complex. But when I made it up into a jacket, the nature of the tweed sort of really changed, and the creamy white part of it, the fluffy flagged yarn, just became so much more prominent. And I bought it because I love the dark blues and the dark reds that were in it, in the bit that ironically I covered up. So yeah, then I did this, and it looks like a Pearlie's jacket. I love it. It's sort of, yeah, it shines when you go out into the sunshine and it's full on natural light. It's just amazing. It's like, yeah, kind of ugly. I know it is, but it's also incredibly amazing. So it's one type of sequin, floral, see-through, like transparent flower-shaped sequin with black beads, seed beads, and it took forever to make, but I absolutely love it. Okay, and then I made the silver sequin jacket. I keep changing my mind about how I was going to bead this. So originally I thought there's this dress in Desperately Seeking Susan. It's periwinkle blue with silver, and I was like, if I put periwinkle blue or cornflower blue on this, that will look fabulous. But now I've kind of gone off it, and then I was like, well, maybe pale pink, that would look good. And then I was like, beige and pale green, that would look fabulous on this, because I have this other really, really old, one of my first tweed jackets is in those colors, and I love it so much. So this would give that jacket a rest sometimes. And so maybe, but I'm not sure how I'm going to beat it. I'm also thinking about doing a capsule collection of light grey. So maybe I'll do light grey beads on the silver and add it to that. Okay, so next with this bodice of this dress, I did a separate burrito method video for that. And then I eventually turned it into a dress, and the bottom half of it looks like a top and a skirt, but it's actually a dress. And yeah, the bottom fabric is very Gucci. I love it. And it's just a really cute dress. I wasn't sure if I'd be able to make it. So there's only a yard of the black fabric, and I used half a yard for the bodice. So yeah, it's a really simple dress, and it's only 1.5 yards of fabric. I normally use 2 yards when I make that. So this dress skirt of the dress is a little short, but I don't know, it's still quite cute. Next up we have the puppy dress. Oh my gosh, I love this one so much. I was just going to use the poppy fabrics, but then I added the wood cut one. It's teal, and I used half of it for the bodice, and then I used half of it for a layer around the sort of thigh area. And it's just so cute. It breaks up the poppies enough, but it's still pretty full on poppies. Like there's several different types of poppy fabric in there. And then here we have a slow pan up them. So this is the 1940s poppies, the red poppies on the white backgrounds, the full on red poppies, and then there's the Liberty 2 yards of that. It's sort of California poppies, but they're red, just to confuse you, as well as that woodcut one. And it's just the most darling dress. It's so pretty. And then next up we have, the dinosaur jacket. I love this one. I think this might be one of the next ones that I bead. I've got these really big teal coloured round sequin, and I've sort of folded them in half so they'll sit, and I'll be able to stitch them down and attach them with beads. But they'll sort of give it a little bit of height around the neckline, so it'll look like it's got a collar on it, but it'll just be beading. And I think it'll be a collar and cuff type beading. So, or the snow dump one, if you know my navy Chanel tweed with the white beads on it, it looks like snow's fallen down on it. I might do it like that. So just all across the neckline, but also the tops of the shoulders. And then I'll have matching on the cuffs, I'll have matching sequin and beads, as well as just the hemline of the jacket as well. So I think that one will be fun to do. And then we have one more layer cake dress, but it's only half made, this one. It's the skirt of the aqua one. And this video is really good if you want to work, like I just talk about how many fabrics you have to buy and how to cut them up and things like that. So I know a lot of you are wanting to make your own layer cake dress. So that's a good one if you can't figure out the math and you're not sure how much to buy of each and how to cut them up once you've bought them. That one sort of breaks it down quite well. Or again, just go to the community post section, and it's all the info cards that I use in the video are there. So just if you need a little quick reminder. And then, I paired it with that adorable matching jacket, but I will at some point actually have to make the bodice. I have a lot of leftover scraps from making this skirt, so I think I'm going to patchwork a bodice together for that one. And then I also did some beading on these two. I added keys to the one with the red triangle, but then I took them off again because I didn't like the way that I did them. And to this one here, this is a gorgeous tweed with lots of different ribbons and wools and yarns in there. And I put some flowers on, but then I decided I didn't like them, so I was going to take them off and make them more regular. And now, again, I'm second guessing myself with this beading. So I might do a different type of grey and beige beading on this one in the snow dump way, or I might actually put the grey beads back on. But instead of just having a single grey bead in the center, I'll put these ones here. They're rondelle and they're faceted, so sort of little straight edges. They're just fancier and slightly heavier, so the jacket would sit better. So I'm thinking about doing that. I'm not sure. I quite like both of them, but the tweed is just so amazing. If I cover it in flowers, you can't see the tweed as much, but I don't know. You still know it's there. Like with my Egyptian tweed jacket, that tweed was just so utterly amazing. But then I over beaded it, and you can still see the tweed underneath. Oh, perhaps, yeah. So I don't know. I love it the way it is, and it's so incredibly unique. So no matter what sort of beading I end up doing on there, it's going to be the only, like, one of a kind. So I'm not sure. I guess I could do the grey flowers on the mirrorball jacket, the silver sequin jacket, and then with this one here, the tweed, I could put beige and grey and silver beads, like do the snow dump way, maybe. I'm not sure. Anyway, that is it for this video. Everything I made in June and July 2024. Goodness, there's just so much I still haven't done. I'm in the process of rearranging all my sewing stuff, hence the boxes that the dresses really aren't covering. And there's the green dress. Oh, I love that one so much. And the prickly pear cactus. It's so cute. Yeah, basically I like everything that I make. It just takes so long to make some of these things. So of course you're going to like them. And the poppy dress, it's so pretty. And the pearly jacket. Oh, so they crown a pearly king and pearly queen each year, and they have dark clothes, and they stitch all these pearl buttons over them. They're just absolutely amazing. And my jacket, because it's got that pearlish sheen, that's what it reminded me of. And the Gucci dress, and then the mirrorball jacket. Yeah, I think the grey flowers would look really beautiful on that. And then the skirt that I've made, but I haven't made the bodice yet, for that adorable layer cake dress, the cherry jacket. So much sequin work to do on that one. And then the I've got some tiny little dinosaur bits of jewellery. I think I've got 5 in a steel grey colour and 5 in gold. So I'm going to sort of stitch them onto the neckline once I've done it as well. And then, I just thought I'd end again with the poppy dress because I love this dress so much. Anyway, that's it for this video. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you've been inspired to make some lovely things for yourself. Happy sewing.